Alright, gamer boys and girl, welcome back. Episode 4 of the BRZ build. If you didn't see the last episode where we built the LS3 for this car, you should go take a look. It'll be linked in this video. But the LS3 is going to be nasty. Anyway, this weekend, we got to do some work on the BRZ. I've already done a little bit of work off camera, which you can kind of see here. Yeah, the front end's gone. I did that because soon we're actually putting this drivetrain in. And it's kind of hard space-wise to not have the front end off. So took that off last night. We also got that fuel breather line out yesterday. It is probably the worst thing to get out of this car so far. I say so far because we got to do some cutting today. That line snakes from the front of the car all the way underneath, up over the gas tank, up over the diff, and then into this little fuel evap box. To get that clip off, I pretty much just had to destroy it. The evap box is fine, but the clip that held it on is vaporized. And then just bend it in weird ways and get it out. So I'm stoked I got that off because that means we don't have to drop the tank or the diff. Oh, I also scraped a bunch of seam seal on the transmission center support bracket. So we should be pretty set today to start grinding, cutting, spot weld drilling, and get that sucker out. The Sicky kit is ordered. Hopefully, I say hopefully, the last big item that I have to purchase for this build, because that was a hefty one. Fortunately, I did get some Black Friday deals, which, you know, I wasn't really ready to buy it, but kind of had to because they're doing a 10% off site-wide, and 10% off on a lot is a lot. So that should be here for next weekend. So next weekend we're gonna start getting crazy, start mocking stuff up, seeing how we're looking, actually button up the engine, because while it's done, it's not sealed up yet. Need the Sicky oil pan to go on, which that is an expensive oil pan, but it will be here next Thursday and it'll be going on next weekend. And finally, the engine will be sealed and we can start mocking it up in the car. So prepare yourselves for some time lapses because this transmission bracket has like 80 spot welds. It's 2 layers and it's gonna take a long time. Anyway, ain't nothing to it. It's pitter patter. All right, so here we are under the car. We've got all the spot welds kind of ground off of the wire wheel so we can see where they're at. We've got them all marked out with white paint pen. As you can see, there's actually 2 layers. So this is the base layer, this is the actual bracket layer, and it repeats on this side as well. So for the first layer, we've got all these guys on the outer bracket, and then same on this side. And then we can actually get to the layer underneath. What we're gonna do right now is start drilling spot welds and hopefully not smoke going right through the tunnel. We've got a lot to go, so I'm hoping our luck's good. I do a quick little pit stop. My arms fucking hurt, but we got Joe in there right now. It's that easy, just do that 80 times. Yeah, working on the first layer right now. We'll get those outer brackets off pretty soon, hopefully. After that, we'll move to the inner layer. So. close. Got this thing mostly pried off. Should be the moment of truth here. Boom! One side off. So, now we just gotta do the exact same thing on this side. Hopefully it should go a little quicker this time because now we know how deep they are, how to use the bit a little better with the oil. So, yeah.
Bingo. There it is. All right. Second one fucking off. Yeah. All right, well, we got the two first halves of the bracket. This is what they look like. Bolts for your transmission mount with all the spot welds here. Not fun, but done. Third piece is the biggest one, and it's a whole bunch more of these holes, and it's basically an A-frame without the center bar in. Runs along the transmission tunnel. Gotta get those spot welds out, pry it out, and then flap wheel off all the spot welds that are left, and it should be good to get stuff fitted up for the Magnum. You got anything down there?
You can definitely kind of see it kind of goes through. I don't know, man. Because look at that right there. It's like already popped up.
Yeah.
So
I find it hard to believe that it goes all the way through then.
that's what I'm saying. We've gotten all the spot welds figured out that need to come out from this underside layer. There's actually quite a few more on this layer, so it's gonna probably take a little longer. You can see them. There's actually one that does not matter on this outer piece, and that's this one right here. Right there, doesn't matter right there, and does not matter right there. The rest of them from the first layer we took off go all the way through. So we got a lot of drilling ahead of us. That's all right. Maybe we'll have to go get another drill bit. Who knows? Back to more time lapse.
All right, we got the passenger side minus one up here that we need the 90-degree drill for. Pretty much all the way good. A little questioning about a couple of these up here, but you can see as I pry it, this whole thing moves. So we're over halfway, but I'm covered in metal shavings. Chris got some in his eye. We're closer to being done than not, so that's pretty cool. Just about swore there, but we gotta keep it good for the kids, so I can't be doing that often. Fuck! Yeah.
Woo!
There it is. Let's see that, John.
Yeah, that's probably good. All right, that was a lot of grinding right in my face. But check it out. We have the transmission tunnel bracket gone, vanquished. Obviously, we still got some cleanup to do. We're gonna have to paint this and primer it at some point, but not today. But now that this is out of the way, it'll make room for the Sicky bracket, which should be here Thursday. There's only one other thing we have to really cut on this car, and that's up front, which I'll show you right now. We also got to cut out the clutch master cylinder because the stock location is not going to work for where the LS valve cover sits. So basically the Sicky kit takes these two bolts, it uses one factory one, and then this one right here, and it just moves it over slightly, so it's kind of tucked behind the brake booster. But other than that, we're pretty much squared away in here for cutting stuff. That was incredibly shitty, but it's okay. We got it done in one day, which I'm super surprised by. So now we just got to clean up the garage a little bit. Super messy in here after doing all that grinding, all that cutting. But once we get it blown out, we'll finish up. So here we have it. The fruits of our labor. One full day of drilling, cutting, grinding, swearing, hitting our knuckles on absolutely fucking everything. Next week, the Sicky kit is going to be here. Hopefully. UPS is delivering it, so FedEx shouldn't have a chance to fucking lose it. So oil pan's going on the engine. Clutch master is going to be done. So then we can actually start mocking some stuff up. So we can drill the trans mount through the tunnel where we just clearanced. And that's going to allow us to put the transmission up there and then see what we have to clearance on the firewall itself. The bell housing is pretty big on a T56 Magnum-F. So we're probably going to have to do some hammering up there. Next thing is pretty much bolting this thing together. You know, it's about time to start turning the ratchets the other way, which would be a good feeling. So this is my homie Joe. You've probably seen him in a couple videos now, but he's never really gotten formally introduced. So he's been a long time homie of mine. Ham. Many years. We raced together. He's been helping me out a ton. You know, his help and his time is invaluable. So without further ado, Joe.
Like Chris said, I'm Joe. You saw me in the video where we pulled the engine out of this and the transmission. If you follow us on Instagram, you might have seen my car in some way, shape, or form. I also drive a BRZ. It's a year older, and I'm not swapping the engine on it. I'm gonna stay in street touring. But I met Chris about 5-ish years ago. We worked at the same dealership. He kind of roped me into racing. I had various cars, but I didn't have one that I thought was apt for it, and I sent him a photo of a piss poor decision I made on a Saturday, and he told me to get my ass to Helena and come race the next day, and I haven't really looked back since. As far as racing goes, been chasing him every year, and I got real close this year, but I ended up second. Rod knock, a couple years ago we started it, and we haven't really done anything with it. We posted like a couple reels and photos of racing, never really any notes on what we're doing. And at that time, maybe we didn't have anything that we thought was post-worthy, but this whole project that Chris has going on, I think is worth documenting, and maybe people want to watch and follow along and see the kind of cool stuff we do. My car isn't getting any major work. I'll be putting a clutch in, and you guys will get a video of that. And then his old engine and transmission mount I'll be putting in. I think this is probably just a good way for us to like show what kind of we do for fun or a hobby. I guess our parents want to see, because I don't think my mom and dad have a really good grip of cones and parking lots and racing. They probably think it's a little dumb, which is fair, it is. Yeah, truth be told, there's not much to it. We're just a couple of kids screwing off, throwing parts at cars because it's fun and expensive. I'm stoked for the rest of this winter. We made pretty good progress on the car this far. And by we, I mean most of this has been Chris on offhand nights. I show up on the weekends and lend a hand. Like he said, Sicky kit's coming, oil pan's coming. We'll be able to at least kind of get a good idea where things will fit together. Obviously, there's still a lot more to do. This is kind of heading towards the put together stage, which will be really cool because we need to get this car done. Otherwise, yeah, next weekend, you'll see us kind of bolting stuff together, and eventually my car will be on screen. You'll hear from us more on that when we get the time to do that, but this is first and foremost, at least in my book. You know, I also like beer and cars, so that's a really good helping point for me to be in this garage. But I'm Joe.
So yeah, thanks for watching this one. You know, honestly, not really a lot happened, but for us, it was a hell of a day. Stay tuned for next weekend's video. You know, we're gonna try and do a video every week, plus, you know, shorts, reels on Instagram. So if you don't follow the Instagram, go check it out. Next weekend's gonna be a banger. We're gonna unbox all that sicky stuff and get going. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Hi, Mom.
Take care.
Later.